Every meal is built on trust, the belief that our food is safe. But this trust was not always guaranteed. In the past, food safety was a gamble, and tragedy was never far away. The rules that protect us today were hard-won, born from loss and the courage of those who demanded change. Our story begins in 19th century China, before food labels or health inspections. In a bustling city, food was both a joy and a hidden danger. The fight for food safety started not in a lab, but at a family table, with a woman named May. May's life was shattered by a meal meant to celebrate, not destroy. Her journey would challenge tradition, law, and the very meaning of responsibility. Through her, we'll see how one voice can spark a movement. This is the story of the lawsuit that changed food safety forever. And it all began with a single, fateful bite. The evening was meant to be joyous, a family dinner celebrating May's husband Jian's promotion. The restaurant was lively, the food abundant roasted duck, steamed fish, and a dish of seasoned mushrooms. May, busy with her children, took only a small bite of the mushrooms, while Jian enjoyed a generous helping. Laughter filled the room, but within an hour, everything changed. Jian doubled over in pain, his face pale and sweating. Other family members soon fell ill, panic replacing celebration. May, mostly untouched by the food, watched in horror as her loved ones suffered. By the time help arrived, Jian was gone. The feast had become a tragedy, the restaurant a place of mourning. May's world collapsed in a single night. In the silence that followed, one question haunted her. How could a simple meal end in such devastation? The trust she'd placed in the restaurant was shattered. Her grief soon turned to a burning need for answers. Something had to change. The investigation was swift. The culprit, arsenic, mixed into the mushrooms by mistake. The kitchen was chaos, unlabeled jars, poisons stored beside food, and a new helper who couldn't read. He'd grabbed the wrong powder, thinking it was cornstarch. There were no laws for labeling, no inspections, no safety standards. The restaurant owner called it a tragic accident, claiming no responsibility. But for May, accident was not enough. She had trusted the owner, and that trust had cost her everything. May realized her husband's death was not just a personal loss. It was a warning. Without rules, any family could be next. Her sorrow hardened into resolve. Someone had to be held accountable. The system had to change. May decided she would not let her husband's death be in vain. She would fight for justice, not just for herself, but for everyone. The first step, taking the restaurant owner to court. In a world where women were expected to stay silent, May did the unthinkable. She sued the restaurant owner. It was a civil case, not a criminal one, but it shocked her community. Friends and elders urged her to accept her fate, but May refused. She sold land to hire a young lawyer who believed in her cause. The courtroom was packed. All eyes were on the grieving widow challenging tradition. May spoke simply, telling her story of trust, loss, and betrayal. Her words resonated far beyond the court, stirring public debate about food safety. Other families began sharing their own stories of illness after eating out. May's courage transformed her from a victim into a symbol of hope. Her fight was no longer just personal. It was a rallying cry for change. The city began to question the hidden dangers in their meals. May's stand gave voice to fears that had long gone unspoken. She became the face of a movement demanding accountability, and the trial was just beginning. The restaurant owner's defense was simple. He never meant harm, so he wasn't responsible. The law focused on intent, not negligence. May's lawyer argued something new, a duty of care. Selling food, he said, was a promise of safety. By failing to organize his kitchen and train his staff, the owner broke that promise. The judges, steeped in tradition, were skeptical. Where was this duty of care in the law? The trial became a debate about responsibility in a changing world. May's final testimony was powerful. "He didn't mean to kill my husband, but he didn't care enough to prevent it." Her words reframed the issue, not as a legal technicality, but as a matter of right and wrong. The city listened. The old ways were being challenged. The outcome would set a precedent for generations. The question was no longer intent, but responsibility. The verdict was historic. May 1. The court recognized, for the first time, a duty of care for anyone selling food. The owner was found negligent and ordered to compensate May's family. The ruling sent shockwaves through the business community. Ignorance and carelessness were no longer excuses. Restaurants scrambled to improve safety, fearing lawsuits. The case forced an entire industry to confront its responsibilities. May's victory became the foundation for a new era of food safety. The idea of duty of care spread, influencing other areas of law. May had won more than a lawsuit. She had secured a right for her community. Her courage changed the rules for everyone. A single voice had rewritten the law. After the verdict, officials acted quickly. New food safety regulations were introduced, mandatory food tasting, clear labeling, and regular kitchen inspections. Every dish had to be tasted before serving. Poisons and food were stored separately. Restaurants kept records of their suppliers, creating a chain of accountability. These changes were revolutionary. A new job emerged: the food taster and kitchen inspector. Many of these roles went to women, seen as naturally attentive to food safety. For women, it was a path to respect and independence. They could stop unsafe dishes from being served, wielding real authority. May's fight had opened doors for others, placing women at the heart of food safety. The tragedy had sparked not just new laws, but new opportunities. A culture of vigilance was born. May's story is more than a legal milestone. It's a lesson in the power of one voice. She turned personal pain into a public crusade, challenging a system that failed her. Her victory showed that women's voices matter, even in the face of tradition. May's fight expanded the role of women from home to community, making them guardians of public health. The new food safety roles gave women respect and economic independence. May's courage inspired others to speak out and demand change. Her legacy is a reminder that progress often begins with those who refuse to be silent. Today, her story continues to inspire action on public health and justice. May proved that one determined individual can change the world. Her fight was for everyone's right to safety, and her example endures. Every food safety sign, every inspection, traces back to May's fight. Her demand for accountability shaped the laws that protect us today. The principle that businesses are responsible for their products is now global. May's case is a living legacy, reminding us that safety is never guaranteed. It must be defended. Her story calls us to vigilance, to question, and to demand better. The fight for justice is ongoing, with new challenges always emerging. May's courage urges us to be active citizens, not passive consumers. Her victory was a revolution in public health and women's empowerment. One voice, one lawsuit, changed the world. May's refusal to be silent echoes in every safe meal we eat. Her story is a beacon of hope and a call to action. Justice, once demanded by one woman, now protects us all. Her voice lives on, shaping a safer future for generations.